all of you tonight, and so great to have this event for the first time in person in 3 years. So very excited. Yeah, I want to welcome all of our current student leaders, our future student leaders, our program mentors, and special guests, and also anyone who's joining us on the live stream. We're so excited to celebrate with you tonight and to be with you. So tonight is all about celebration and recognition. This is our chance to pause before the end of the school year and to celebrate the accomplishments and the achievements of our student leaders this year. This is a way that we can remember and recognize and celebrate and express gratitude for all the ways that you guys have contributed and made LCC the place that we all know and love. What I also love about this event is this is a way to highlight the ways that leaders have served very publicly, but also the ways that they've served in ways that often go unrecognized behind the scenes. So just to give you a little bit of an overview of what will happen tonight, in a few moments we'll hear some reflections of the past year. We'll then welcome all of the mentors to the stage who will recognize each of the student leaders that they've worked with this year. And then we'll have some special awards and recognitions. And then we'll end by introducing the future student leaders and also sharing the theme for next year. So first, I'd like to invite our president, Dr. Marlene Wall, to the stage to share with us.
Wow, what a privilege to be here with all of you in person. One of the countries that I've lived in for a whole bunch of years of my life is a country where winter, at least the city where I lived, the city was known for having -40-degree days in the winter for like weeks on end. So 40 below really is the picture of a blizzard and really challenging life when you are outside. So we knew what blizzards were when the snow is blowing and falling so much that I literally remember not seeing the house across the street from our house at one point. So let's talk blizzard for 1 minute. There is a writer by the name of Parker Palmer who begins one of his books by describing the blizzard of the world. The blizzard of the world. We lived through the blizzard of the world this year. We began the year with hybrid classes, and you as leaders were leading students face-to-face and online. We experienced COVID on campus. So you as leaders were leading in community and in isolation. We recognized national and international crises around the globe this year. And you were leading friends and colleagues from Afghanistan, from Belarus, who helped us to understand the blizzard of the world. And that blizzard now includes a war. And so you as leaders are leading through brokenness. But here's the beauty of what you are doing as leaders and what you have done this year as leaders. In a blizzard, what people used to do was to tie a rope from the back door of the house out to the barn so that they could go out to feed the animals, and when they had to go back home, they just followed the rope. They would never get lost in the blizzard because of that rope. Dear students, you have been the rope in the blizzard at LCC this year. You have guided, you have helped, you have encouraged, you have helped all of us to learn how to live in the shadow of hope. You have been light rather than casting shadows. And you have truly helped all of us through your public and your private acts of leadership to be the rope in the blizzard of the world. Congratulations for bringing us to this point in this year. You are truly inspirational. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marlene, for that word and for sharing your thoughts and reflections with us. As I've been preparing for this event over the last few weeks, I've also been thinking a lot about this past year and where we were a year ago today. So those of you who were part of last year's Leadership Awards ceremony, remember that we were still in the middle of the lockdown. Inner-city travel was only just beginning to open up, so we could just go outside Klaipėda for the first time in 4 months. But Lithuania was very much still in a lockdown, and as student leaders, we were all experiencing that and wrestling with that. And we had come out of a strange year of optimistically starting in person, but then moving mid-fall semester online and staying that way much longer than we all expected. And last year at the awards ceremony, we introduced this year's theme, which was Press On. And we chose that theme because it reminds us of the challenges, the trials, and the obstacles that exist in the life of every leader, but of our great calling to continue to press on towards the goal and towards the end. Press On reminds us to persevere and develop resilience as we face challenges and barriers. Throughout this year, we've talked about the idea that leadership is how we respond to the challenges in our midst and how we guide others towards our shared mission and purpose. Leadership is not only sharpened during these times of crisis and challenge, but it is reflected and it comes out during these times. We see the true heart and the true strength of a leader during these dark and uncertain times. And as Marlene shared, this has been a year filled with uncertainties and challenges and trials that we haven't experienced before as a community. There are a few different ways that we examine this theme of resilience and perseverance this year. So in the fall, student leaders read the book Grit, which was all about what it means to invest in our goals and in our life purpose. Leadership workshops throughout the year focused on navigating cross-cultural conflicts, on managing our inner critic, and on engaging in dialogue with those who hold very different convictions than our own. Our January retreat this year focused on leading in a critical age, what it means to navigate criticism in our work. And we heard from Marlene and Michael and Therese Cox about how they responded to internal and external criticism. And later in the semester, we heard from our friends at Chick-fil-A about how they managed businesses and led in the United States during the changing realities of the pandemic shutdown. So this has been a year of pressing on towards our goal and towards our mission as a community. And as Marlene shared, this has been an interesting year of beginning still in the hybrid mode, with some students studying remotely, never having been to LCC's campus, navigating back to in-person study shortly after many people going into isolation with the COVID wave that came to campus, and then finally serving during a year when many of the countries and regions that we come from have been affected by war and crisis. And so in each of your individual positions and as a community, you have pressed on and you have navigated dark times and good times together as a community. So we are going to move into the student leader recognitions, and one of my favorite parts about this time is that we get to hear more individually what this has looked like on each team and for each current student leader. So just to share how this time will go, each mentor will come up with their student leaders. So when your team is called for current student leaders, you will come up with your mentor, and that applies if you have served just one semester or the whole year. And the mentors will recognize each leader, and we ask that you wait until the end to applaud for the student leader team. So the mentor will share about all of the student leaders on their team, and then you can applaud. And then all student leaders will receive a flower, and then after the ceremony we have gifts and certificates for those who completed the year-long program. So first, I'd like to invite Joel Altena and the chapel worship leaders to the stage.
Wonderful. Yes. What a privilege it is to share about these two, actually these three. Vika is not with us tonight. She actually left LCC in the fall, but she was a leader, a child worship leader. I was really grateful to have her on the team. The word that I would use to describe Vika was that she was passionate. She came to my office sometime in her freshman year here at LCC, and she said to me, "Can we have worship night every single night?" So that basically sums it up for me. She was incredibly passionate about this work and about providing spaces where we can worship, where we can grow spiritually here on campus. Alex here, he has been a wonderful mentee, a wonderful person to work with. The word that I would use to describe Alex is commitment. Alex is somebody who is always ready to jump in and to honor the commitments he's made and to step up to the plate when I need him. Always willing to try new things and really just serves this community really well. And also, not part of his leadership position, but he has been a sound tech for us this year. So at many of your events, he has also served in a really important capacity. And then Yulia here, just a wonderful person to have on the team as well. When I think about Yulia, I think about her persistence, her ability to continue to invest and engage, even going through different circumstances and difficult times. And I was just really grateful to share this journey with her and to see her grow as a mentee as well. So let's give it up for the teacher. Next, I want to invite Zach up with the discipleship assistants.
All right. Well, it's a privilege to have each of you up here and to share a little bit about you as well. We had a really great year in Campus Ministries and the discipleship assisting team. We're missing a couple with us tonight. Nina and Nastia both cannot be here, but let me start with them just to share a little bit about them. Nina, I really see as a really genuine individual who brings her true self to the world around her. I see her as someone who is consistent and steady, who cares deeply, and who always means it. I see Nina as someone who brings refreshing honesty and vulnerability to her relationships and her faith. She's served as a mentor, a role model, and a big sister to many at LCC for a number of years, and I'm so grateful for her meaningful investment at LCC. And for Nastia, Nastia I see as a free spirit, but also a deep spirit. She's one of the hardest ones for me to pin down, to actually find time for a one-on-one with her, and she always wants to go to the Prezzo to get coffee and Bendelis, which I'm always a fan of. She's always itching to travel and likes getting out there into the world. She also has a deep spirit, and it's beautiful to see her live out her free-spiritedness from a place of depth and meaning and purpose. So, for those here tonight, I'll start with Esther since she's closest. Sorry, Esther. You're getting over with quickly here. Esther, you're really creative. You're really a people person. And I've come to see your many artistic talents and your interests not just simply as hobbies that you engage, but really as part of who you are, an expression of yourself. And where your creativity and your love for people meet, really good things happen. And I think that's really beautiful. You may know, I just pray that you may know God's joy as you experience His creative energy in you. And I pray that your loving, creative expression may be a delight to many. Thank you for your investment this year. Let's see, who's next? Sharnar. Can't quite see you guys. You gotta lean forward a little bit here. All right. Sharnar, you're so fun-loving and easygoing. You have a way of making people feel at ease when they're with you. Your sense of humor, your affection, your listening ear, all have people just kind of feel comfortable with you. You've faithfully been a listening ear to those students at LCC and on your floor, and I really, really appreciate that. students who are in relationship with you really feel that. You have just this joyous passion that shows up in your life, and your appreciation for the simple gifts of life, and that's something I really admire about you. May your life be filled with God's abundance and goodness in each new season. Thank you for your investment this year. And Estelle. Estelle has been a student leader for a number of years, and it's been a joy to work with her. Estelle, you have a caring and sensitive spirit. The way that you're moved by people and by people's stories is such a beautiful thing to see. You care and invest so deeply and authentically. And I see so much of Jesus in your genuine love and care for other people. The ways in which you've been open to God's love for you has been so beautiful to see this year, and will bear so much fruit in your life. May you continue to abide in the love of Jesus each day, Estelle. You need nothing more and nothing less. Thank you. Who's next? Lara. Okay, great. Lara, you are enthusiastic and always curious. Whether it's about romantic relationships, Jesus, it's true. Romantic relationships, Jesus, your own growth. Your enthusiasm is so infectious and is a gift to those around you. Your curiosity has led to so much growth this year, and that's just been fun to watch. Growth as a student, a leader, a follower of Jesus, and just as a human being. I pray that you keep blessing the world around you with the fullness of who you are. May your curiosity and enthusiasm lead you to keep learning every step of the way. Thank you for your investment this year, Lara. And that's Carolina, I think. All right, here we go. Carolina, I think you hear a lot, Carolina, that you are quiet. And though this may be true in terms of people's experience of you, I don't think it's true of you at your core. I have seen in you someone who is bold and courageous. This year you have pressed yourself into a challenging and vulnerable leadership role. And you flourished there. You've engaged and led in ways that are beyond your comfort zone. This takes boldness, it takes courageousness, and it would be much easier to shy away from. So I'm so proud of you, Carolina, this year, the ways that you have pressed into growth. The way of growth is always the way of courage. May God continue to boldly lead you into expansive, growing places in each season of your life. And who's next? Macy and then Max. All right, I can do this. So Macy, I see you as an open and grounded person, and that pairing is really beautiful to see. You simultaneously hold your beliefs and values as a deep part of your life, and you also have this openness to other people, other perspectives, other experiences and stories. You have a unique gift of seeing someone else's point of view and empathizing with them. You're also really good at naming emotions, as we found out last night. I pray that you may continue to share your gift of empathy and relationality freely with the world around you. Thank you, Macy, for investing so well this year. And Ice, you are a gifted leader, and you invest so deeply in meaningful relationships. This year, you created a Soul Sisters group from nothing that served as a place of connection and community and growth for dozens of young women here at LCC. This takes passion, it takes perseverance, and it takes gifting, and you have all of those things. More than this, though, I see in you someone whose life has been absolutely transformed. Absolutely transformed by your encounter with the deep love of Jesus. And I see someone who cannot help but radiate this love. This wholeheartedness, this continuity between the heart you've been given and the person we all experience is so beautiful. May God continue to lead you into this world with a heart full of His love. Thank you. Thank you all. I want to introduce to you Monica and Study Abroad Leaders and Intercultural Leaders.
Hi all, those who don't know me. I'm really nervous if you cannot see that. First of all, I'm really thankful for all of you guys. Be so supportive, having all these changes through the years, merging the teams and still managing to do our best. So thank you all as a team. Being so strong and supportive to each other, but also not only for you as a team, but for you, everyone, as individual. I would like to give an award, although the special award will be in the end of the ceremony, but everyone from you feels so special to me. So, Tata. I would like to give you an award for your superpower of being perfect in developing relationships. You are the person to every student will look up to you. You are ideological leader of iconic Bananas gang, which you are famous, and you are the one and only people would be back to LCC from different countries. So, thank you for that. I really appreciate you, that you genuinely care about helping students to adjust and feel like locals. And your personal and unique approach towards every individual, which I really appreciate, that you have this personal touch to everyone, every student you meet. We have Ludmila, I would like to award you for your great superpower of great common sense. You feel and you can adjust to every situation and do as you are required, needed. You're so adaptable, and you can adjust to every environment. You are a great example of the commitment to the position. You're always professional. You know your boundaries. You always maintain a good attitude, and you're a perfect example to every student. Then we have Camilla. So I would like to award you for your great superpower of straightforwardness. You are always consistent and focused. You're always positive and smiling, even when we still needed to wear a mask. You could see it always. You create open and playful connection with students, which I really appreciate. Those students you had a connection, it was really special. You're always honest and open in the conversations about the challenges you're facing, and in this position every day, and I think that helps to create really true connection with everyone. Then we have another part of the group, Study Abroad interns, and we have Gwansa, known better as Auntie G. I would like to award you for your superpower, and I call that teleportation. You are always there when people need you. Your strength as a leader is your ability to take care and support others in most difficult moments, even if it means sacrificing your own time, energy, and sleep. You're always taking every responsibility as a priority, and you would always focus and do your duty no matter how difficult it will be. I would call you ears of the team. You would be best listener, always ready. And also mediator and peacemaker. Solved many conflicts before it even started. Then we have Alexei, also known as Uncle O, for study abroad students, or Miosha for fellow students. I would like to award you for your superpower, chameleon, adopts every situation and acts accordingly. You are a great conversation starter and bond maker, proactive and creative, responsible and initiative. I would call you ambassador of this position because every second interview I had to study abroad intern position would give your name as the one they got the information that they should apply. So thank you for those 30 interviews I should have. I would also call you eyes of the team, mass commitment for presence, Erasmus, international exchange, study abroad phase, and how people and how the world sees us through the eyes of Instagram, through Instagram filters and fonts. So thank you for that. Thank you for all of you. And now I invite Madison and her race.
We can have all the RAs come up at this point. So give it up for all the RAs. Alright, so first we're going to talk about the ENDS RAs, who I had the pleasure of working with this year. Right now, Nini is not here, but I'd like to honor her. Nini stepped into the RA position mid-year, which is not an easy thing to do, but she took on the challenge, and she brought her residents together on her floor. At floor events, she invited them to connect through cooking and enjoying international foods together. I'm grateful that Nini made herself available to her residents this semester and stepped up to the challenge. Next, we have Karina. Karina, your commitment to your job, your creativity in event planning, and your care for your residents has been admirable to watch. You have created a fun and safe environment on your floor where people know that they are always welcome. Thank you for all of your hard work, imagination, and creativity to plan Halloween parties, recycling events, Thanksgiving meals, and more. I've loved watching you take initiative on your floor. Sophia was also an RA at ENDS this year. Sophia, are you up here? All right, well, we'll honor her too. Sophia has been a student leader on campus since the moment that I met her. She is gifted in bringing people together and creating space for groups to get to know each other. I loved joining her floor BYOS and seeing how easily and naturally she invited residents into spaces to laugh and hang out together. Sophia's leadership and service on campus within the residence halls has been amazing to watch. Thank you, Sophia.
And finally, in ends, we have Modesta. Modesta, although you never expected to be an RA this year, you stepped up to help out just a month ago and have learned along the way. Thank you for your flexibility and teachability. You have put on events, shown up when needed, and we are so grateful that you became part of our team.
Awesome. Well, my name is Clarice. I'm the resident director of Newman West. If you could step out when I say your name, I would love to just be able to see your face while I speak to you. So Sam served with us for the first semester. And Sam is someone that is very on top of it. Like, if you need to know what's happening, you can ask Sam. She knows. And that was just such a gift to have, as all of us RDs are new this year, and just really grateful to have her leadership on the team. She has just done so much hard work and persevered in a difficult season and still managed to create a really awesome floor that has continued to have really great community. Thank you, Sam. Dima, you have such a zest for life and for the job, and just really anything that you do, you go at it with your whole heart, and that just truly is a gift. I actually met Dima when I interviewed for LCC. He was someone that interviewed me, and he and Sophia are part of the reason why I'm here. I was so excited to meet them. Dima, so thankful for you. Thank you for cultivating a family on your floor. That's what we need to see this year. Monty stepped in halfway through the year and just have pressed into difficult things this year and still has continued to care for people so deeply. Something that sticks out to me about Monty, he just takes time to be with you, and he's so present with you, and he listens so well, and he also tells amazing stories. So I actually learned a lot of great prank stories from him today, so you'll have to ask him about it for sure. Thanks, Monty. It has been so beautiful to get to see you grow so much this year and just really embrace who you are and who God has made you to be. And I have just seen you grow in so much confidence, and you've dealt with so many different difficult situations on your floor and have met them with such grace and kindness and thoughtfulness. Thank you for your leadership on your floor. Megan and Sport made a really fun variety show video, so if you haven't seen it, they were the winners. And then Rayhan. Each of you are a gift. Wow, all 15 of you. All of this room, really, everybody's gift. But Rayhan, you just have such a warm, caring, kindness about you. You just welcome people in, and you just have such a space of hospitality. And it's been so cool to see your floor of women come together, and so many of them carry that. And they reflect so much of what you have given to them. And thank you for cultivating a space of care and generosity and welcoming people in so easily. We're so grateful for you. And Merdad asks really thoughtful questions. In group settings, I just feel like I can think of so many times where he has either asked me a question or someone else where I'm like, wow, I wish I could have thought of that question. That's amazing. And he just really cares so deeply about people and is so deeply invested. I feel like you can find him in a deep conversation with anyone. Merdad, just so thankful for the way that you have also created a family on your floor, and the way that you have come at so many difficult situations this year. You have also pressed in and cared for people and been so thoughtful. So thank you, Merdad.
All right, let's finish up with Newman East. Alright, so first off, we have Arena. Arena, not sure how you managed to do it, but as many of you probably know, she kind of helped do a lot of the Ukraine Care Initiative events and caring for the students on the weekends, doing tutoring, organizing events, doing so many things. for the Ukrainians in our community. So thank you for doing that and also managing that on top of your RA role. I'm sure it was, stressful, overwhelming at times, but just seeing you do that was so impressive, and you contributed so much to our team. Each event that you've planned this year seems to be more creative than the last one. Times reflecting on important topics with your floor, also looking forward to the future and setting goals. Thank you for the energy you bring and the passion you bring to our team. Alan, I'm really impressed by your determination and your hard work. Your commitment to your floor this year and getting to know each one of your residents individually has shown how much you care about others, and is an admirable trait for a leader. You always tell me stories about each of your residents and conversations you had, and it's so cool to hear about just all the times that you've been able to connect with them, and just also hear the respect that your residents have for you is really cool. You've shown maturity and wisdom in your position, and I know that I can always count on you to make the right decision and act with integrity. Thanks, Alan. Next up is Vika. When I first met our RAs and kind of met my team, I think Vika was the one who I thought was the most quiet. I was like, oh, there's something to her. She wasn't sharing a whole lot at the beginning, but obviously now I know Vika, and she's super outgoing, funny, hilarious. Love getting to know you. And yeah, I've just seen you grow so much this year in so many ways. It's been cool to see you gain confidence in your role and lead others by example. Many of your residents have told me how much they admire your leadership, and especially the community you've helped them build on the floor. They're super appreciative of you, and I am as well. So thanks. Judith. All right, Judith. Thank you for your excitement and the passion you bring to the RA role. You're always willing to help others and always have a smile on your face while you're doing it. I know I can always ask you to do any small favor, and you're happy to jump in and help with whatever's needed. It's been a pleasure to have you on my team this year, and know that you'll be missed next year as you go on Erasmus, and many of ours are going to Erasmus. So thanks. Last is Paula, who I don't think is here, but yeah, being a senior, Paula's a senior, and I know for many of you guys who are seniors, it can be really hard this year working on your thesis, probably work on finding a job or already having a job. And then also in your roles, it can be a lot. But I've seen Paula really step up to the challenge, work on balancing all the things he has going on. And yeah, he's been up for the challenge. He's made the most of his last year at LCC, and it's been cool to see the legacy that he and all of you other seniors are leaving behind as you go. So thanks, Paula. Next up is...
Yana, with career advisor.
Good evening, everyone. Let's welcome wonderful This has been a very challenging and interesting year for Career Development Center and career advisors. So I'll just have several words about beautiful ladies. Vanya, I'm extremely proud of your personal and professional achievements. You have overcome the barrier of fear, uncertainty, and managed your responsibilities as a career advisor and became stronger and self-confident. You served and helped students while juggling being a full-time student and a full-time athlete. Thank you, Vanya. Catherine, you have been a person, you are a person who always full of creative and very useful ideas, and I admire that about you. You are a person with a strong and very meaningful opinion and passion to help others. You are a great example of a leader who strongly believes in importance to help others. Therefore, you are involved in numerous activities on campus, and I'm grateful for having you on our team, our busy bee. Thank you.
As we're like trying out these new things. They have been willing to just experiment and then to adapt and to seek new ways of serving our student body. And so I couldn't be more proud of you guys for all that you have done as we have journeyed together this past year. I guess I'll say a couple of things about each of you. Bethesda, thank you for because it was very focused, very detail-oriented, and that has been a wonderful gift to us as a team of just being able to keep us on task, and as we're developing ideas to ask just about the small things that also need to be a part of that, and so we have appreciated that greatly. I know you have had a great impact on students as you have met with them and just been there for them and asked good questions and just come alongside of them and really sought to understand what is going on in their lives and to be a support for them. So thank you for doing that. She also loves dogs. So dog therapy, we've done it a lot this year, all of it, just because we've just decided we really enjoy dogs. So we're doing it for us, not so much for everybody else. Right? So. Thank you also for being you. And more times than once, I've appreciated your laid backness and your positive attitude. You are able to roll with the punches, and I think maybe that's been good for both of us, right? And we have appreciated that. I've also appreciated your willingness to step up and trying new things, whether it's the Instagram account and sharing that with Bethesda, and so I've been very thankful for that. And I have loved how you have made game night happen. It was your idea, and we're thankful for you for that, and teaching everybody how to play games. And here's a note to you, don't try to play a game with Mark, because oftentimes he'll beat you. So that's what I learned this year. Don't play Ligretto with Mark. Not a good, even though I thought I was pretty decent at it. So, but I know you've been a support to many of us as well, so thank you for that. So, thank you. And I think next up is Stuco, if I remember correctly.
So I had the privilege of advising student council this year, which was one of my favorite parts of this job this year, was getting to work with this amazing team. So I'm going to start by talking about, so 3 of the members of student council opted into the leadership development program all year. So I'll start by talking about them. So Aruna, I can't see it. Aruna was a joy to get to know and mentor this year. She is so thoughtful, reflective, and curious. We always had such rich and deep conversations during our one-on-ones because she took the material so seriously and always wanted to apply it to her leadership, but also to her life. She really desires to grow and to become a better student, leader, and person. I really admire her determination to pursue her goals and her humility and teachability as she encounters shortcomings and challenges in herself or others. And one of the projects that I really appreciate that she oversaw this year was Angel Tree, which is a really important way to serve and care for vulnerable children in our community. So thank you, Rena. Next, Keta. I loved getting the chance to mentor and get to know Keta more this year. She is very passionate about psychology, which came out a lot in our conversations about resilience and perseverance. I love that she goes to the library in her free time to read more about psychology. That's totally a person after my own heart, and deepen her own knowledge. She is a great listener and really seeks to understand those she serves. And I was also very impressed by her TED Talk speech, by her poise, her confidence, and her ability to articulate ideas. And my conversations with Keta always encouraged me to think more deeply about my own life and my own leadership and my own convictions. So thank you, Keta, for everything. And next I want to talk about Sosa. Sosa joined Student Council in August, just as she was beginning her freshman year at LCC. And immediately I saw her as someone who was driven and is driven to learn, grow, and always succeed. She is hungry for wisdom and knowledge, and one of my favorite things about mentoring Sosa was she always came prepared to our meetings with lots of notes from the reading and lots of things she wanted to talk about, so she kind of led the conversation, which was great. And she often read beyond what was required, even asking me for additional resources, which really stands out to me as a mentor and as an educator. She is passionate about serving her country and also passionate about serving LCC, and I'm very excited to see her serve as next year's Student Council President and know that she will do great things, so thank you. Mention and recognize the other members of Student Council, not all of whom are here right now, but Crystal served this year, and one of the things that impressed me most about Crystal was that she was very active during her whole freshman year, even though she was remote for the entire year. And this year she moved to Lithuania, and literally the day she arrived, jumped into Student Council training while she was still getting oriented around Klaipeda and around LCC. So I was very impressed by her investment in the community and just from getting involved in leadership from the beginning. Mariam and Ksenia served and enhanced the marketing of Student Council. This was a really amazing just progress this year. Under their leadership, Student Council launched and maintained a very active Instagram page, created meaningful videos, and communicated both internally and externally. So thank you to both of our marketing coordinators. Mukadas and Becca both served as treasurers this year, and I was amazed by both of their conscientiousness and discernment about finances and just ensuring that finances were well spent and that anyone who applied for finances, just that it was for a good reason and keeping track of records. Becca instituted a totally new way of keeping track of records, so very appreciative of both of your work in that area. Here served in the fall as vice president, and I just want to thank him for serving on academic council and working with the team on many important fall projects, including TEDx and other initiatives as well. Yuri only joined student council this semester, but seems to be like someone who's been on the team all year. He immediately became very active and contributed to this semester's projects in really meaningful ways. And I've also I got to know Yuri first semester volunteering off campus and really appreciated just the ways that he has, from the beginning of his time at LCC, gotten involved both on and off campus with important projects. And then finally, I want to recognize Geborg, who working with Geborg was a huge highlight of the year for me. I was so impressed by his growth and by the way that he navigated so many challenges this year with patience, wisdom, and grace. The role of the student council president is to be a bridge between students and the administration, and I saw that so much in him and heard that echoed both on the administration side and on the student side. This was a year, as we shared, with many different challenges and frustrations, everything from moving back to on-site school to just various challenges throughout the year with various things that always happen in a given year. But Geborg has really led his team with excellence and been that bridge between the students and administration in a very good way. So thank you, Geborg, so much. Student Council, and I'm going to invite Kaylee and the FYS leaders to come up next.
Okay, I think we're all up here. So I'm going to start out talking about the whole team, and then I'll talk about you guys individually. So for me, coming in this year, I wasn't sure what kind of a team I was walking into, and I'm sure there was some apprehension on your guys' side too of what the team would look like, but I could not have asked for a better team. You guys have all been excellent leaders, you've been excellent teammates, you've been excellent friends. So thank you so much for your hard work and your growth and your willingness to step into new things and teaching classes and leading events and doing a lot of that on your own with a lot of freedom that I've given you. I've been really impressed by your trustworthiness and your responsibility. So thank you guys all as a team. I could say that about everyone that worked as FYS this year, so I wanted to start off with that. Okay, so in no particular order, I'm going to start off with Ina. She was my FYS leader with Judy this year. It was great working with Ina. She's very confident. She takes charge and will always let you know what she thinks, and I truly appreciate that about her. When she was leading an orientation, she should have been doing a lot of things with me, but she had to do a lot of things on her own because I was busy doing other things. So she really stepped up right from the beginning, and I really appreciate your leadership and your willingness to just step into whatever needs to be done. So next we have Camila. She is the mom of the group. I'll never forget orientation. She showed up with Prezzo for everyone and was like, you guys need to eat food. And her baked goods continued throughout the year, not just from Prezzo, the things she made herself. So thank you for caring well for the people around you and the people on our team. Ugna was, when I first got Ugna, I thought she was very quiet. I was like, okay, this will be really interesting. But Ugna was a dark horse this year, guys. Like, she has grown. Ugna, you have grown so much in your leadership and in your just the personal growth that I've seen in you this year too. So you've been such a great contributor to the team and caring for the people around you. You've been really great. Victoria, contrary to popular opinion about Ukrainians, Victoria always has a smile on her face and brings so much joy to our team. I don't know a time that she hasn't shown up to a team meeting or anything else that we've done together that she hasn't brought a smile and a laugh. So thank you so much for your joy and positivity. Yulia was remote at the beginning of the year and stepped up to help me teach the online portion of FYS. And let me tell you, Yulia is detail-oriented and kept me on task during our classes together. So if I forgot something, she would quickly chime in and be like, Kaylee, don't you think we should do this thing? I'm like, yes, absolutely, we should do that. So thank you for being responsible and kind. You have truly been a joy to work with. Gary was the first FYS leader I think I met in person. I was on a tour and I got to meet him, and it was he was so welcoming to me, and I know he passed that welcoming spirit on to his students. And I just really appreciate his presence on the team and his, again, responsibility and showing up, even though one-on-ones were sometimes a struggle. We made it, and it was great working with you this year. So Metter is next. Metter and I frequently meet over lunchtime, and so lunches with Metter are definitely a highlight of my week when that happens. We just have really good conversations, and I appreciate your ability to bring all of yourself to everything that you do. And you definitely held down the fort when your FYS instructors were out with COVID, and I had no hesitation about you leading that class by yourself. So thank you for your responsibility and willingness to step up into something that you weren't really ever supposed to step up into. So thank you for that. Dasha is Dasha is our one of our 2 overachievers on the team, and so it's been really great to see all the things that you've accomplished this year and all the conversations we've had about what does it mean to accomplish things and how does that play into who you are. She also will laugh until she cries, and so it's just important to remember it will all be okay. So I really appreciate her presence on our team. And Nastia's not up here, but she's also one of the other overachievers on the team, and we've had a lot of really good conversations, and I just appreciate her willingness to bring all of herself to those conversations, and we've had some just good talks about what it means to be an achiever and her Enneagram number and how that translates into real life, and just watching her grow, and that has been really great. Anel, you are such a kind soul, and that has been something that I have truly appreciated. It's hard to see you guys, I don't know. And I have been impressed by your ability to ask good questions. I feel like when we meet for our one-on-ones, you ask me just as many questions as I ask you. And so that has been a great pleasure. And you were so hospitable, and I know that you led your FYS students well throughout the year and are well loved by them. Thank you. Finally, not to forget the 2 students who were here for part of the year but are not here at this time. Uliana was so excited about being a part of FYS. Her enthusiasm really drove a lot of our team first semester, and she just has such a heart and a soul and joy for life and the things that we were doing. So she was a great aspect of or a great part of our team. And Abigail was always great at asking questions and thinking deeply and leading her class really well, her FYS class. And again, all of you guys have been so great, and it's been such a joy to work with you, so thank you for that. And I am going to introduce Judy and her intercultural leaders.
All right. This year has been a new challenge for all of us, including me, and I truly couldn't have asked for a better team to try all these crazy things with than you girls. Thank you for that. I wrote to you in length personally, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Mariam, you have such an amazing skill for self-organization and self-management, and you have brought much clarity and well-needed structure to our team, always asking the right question at the right time to make our visions become reality, and I thank you so much for that. Thomas, you are one of the most teachable and open-minded people I know. Your potential for growth and taking on new challenges and succeeding with them is amazing, so thank you for walking with us this semester. Vika Kodadze, you are an amazing, out-of-the-box problem solver, and what you put your mind to, you accomplish. Big projects don't overwhelm you, and I have enjoyed working with you. You joined our team with your calm confidence and good attitude, and I'm so thankful for that. I never needed to worry about you not following through with what you committed to. Thank you. Joining us online. You have brought such wonderful positive energy to our team. I have seen you connect with all kinds of people with such honest curiosity and without judgment, and I think that's very rare. Thank you for your contribution to our team as well. I love you, girls! May you lead well as you move forward.
hearing just those personalized stories of the ways that each of you have led and really made an impact in your sphere and at LCC. So next we're going to move into some special recognitions and awards. So first, I would like to recognize all of our senior leaders. So if you are a senior, I'd love for you just to stand up so that we can thank you and recognize you for your service. Thank you so much to your service at LCC this year, and in many of your cases for 2 or 3 years while being a student at LCC. We will miss you. We are very proud of you and of the legacy that you are leaving behind. So thank you so much. Next, I want to recognize 4 student leaders who went above and beyond with leadership development this year. So we offered leadership workshops throughout the year and said that student leaders needed to go to a minimum of 3 out of 6. And there are 4 students who went to all or almost all but one of the workshops. And I was just very impressed by just going above and beyond. And while this is not required, it is just inspiring to see these students really invest in their own leadership development and do things, again, beyond what's required or needed. So we just have a very small token of appreciation, but these 4 students are Ugna, Tomaris, Karina, and Mirdad. So if you want to... are the LDP mentors. So can I just invite the LDP mentors to come back up to the stage? It has just been such a joy to work alongside of these mentors. Many of these mentors are completely new to LCC and in their first year of mentoring, but it has just been so amazing to hear from them what they are seeing and learning from you guys, and also the ways that they just invest so much of their time and energy and creativity in making this a really meaningful leadership experience for you. So everything from creating professional developments to meeting one-on-one to really looking to how they can serve each of you just in a very unique and individualized way really inspires me. So thank you guys for your service and the ways that you have really given of yourselves to this program and to these students this year. So thank you.
Hannah did not recognize herself in this. Hannah has led the LTV program and done all of the planning for the workshops. And our student health department.
Okay, so our last award is the Student Leader of the Year award. So this award is given out to a current student leader who exhibits excellent service in their leadership role, makes meaningful contributions to the LCC community, and exhibits overall emotional, physical, social, academic balance, and well-being. So student leaders are nominated by the mentors and then voted upon by the entire LDP team. So I want to first just say that as we just heard, everyone here is an amazing student leader, and there were many students nominated, but we do want to recognize one particular student. So the recipient of this award will receive a special certificate, flowers, and then a book that's been signed by the mentor team. So after I announce the recipient, you are welcome to come to the stage, and then I will share more. So the recipient of this year's Student Leader of the Year award is Isala Summer. nominated by multiple mentors for this. She has served as a discipleship assistant this year and has led with humility, integrity, and dedication. She is known as a leader who truly cares for others, and she is a true servant leader who really seeks to love and care for others and serve them with integrity and with humility in her midst. To name a few of ICE's particular contributions, she started Soul Sisters, which Zach shared about before, which is a thriving women's ministry that provides a space of growth, connection, and encouragement. She's initiated an effort to renew Newman Chapel, assisted in leading Alpha, and has also focused on creating an atmosphere of welcome and growth on her floor. She has also used her Instagram account to promote mental health, spiritual encouragement, and other support for people who are struggling this year, so thank you for that too. In one of the nominations, a staff member wrote, ICE lives out her faith authentically, boldly, and humbly. And as her LDP mentor shared, when I look at ICE, I see someone who is invested, someone who is all in. She is invested on her floor, invested in her friendships, invested in her DA role, invested at her church, and most importantly, invested in her own growth and transformation that God is bringing about in her life and story. So congratulations, ICE, on this wellness. Okay, and in this final section of our program tonight, we are going to now recognize and welcome our new student leaders. So I'm very excited about this new group. So what we will do for this, we have 67 student leaders who will be serving next year in 10 different roles, which is really exciting. So what we will do for this is we will read through the positions. When your position comes up and your names are on the screen, please stand so we can just see you and clap for you. So first, we have our chapel worship leaders next year. Let's go! Next, we have our international exchange leaders. Yeah, our study abroad interns next. Awesome. We have our resident assistants. You can see. We have our peer support coaches. And finally, our intercultural leaders. So we are very excited for these 67 student leaders and the ways that they are going to lead and serve. Very happy that most of you can be here with us tonight. So I want to just very briefly announce our theme for next year, which we will delve more deeply into, but our theme for next year is wholehearted leadership. And we're really excited about this theme as a mentor team because we believe that the heart is, everything springs from the heart, and we will spend the entire year talking about the heart of a leader and what it means to lead from a place of authenticity and vulnerability and how that shapes your leadership in the way that you impact others and impact change within your community. And our theme verse, as shared on the screen, is above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So very, very excited for next year for this team. Welcome to LDP. And I want to close just by, once again, thanking everyone who has been part of leadership this year. Thank you to our current student leaders. Thank you to our mentors. Thank you to all of you who have been involved in different initiatives and projects. And we also know that there are many informal ways that many of you have been involved in service and leadership. So thank you so much for a wonderful year. In closing, we invite you to a reception that we have afterwards. We would love for you to stay, hang out. Feel free to take photos together in your current teams or future teams or combination teams. Our photographer is here and available for that. And those who completed the year-long program, we have a gift and certificates for you over here. So thank you everyone and enjoy the rest of the evening, and we are excited to celebrate with you.